Okay, this is Ringwalk Media. We're over in, I was going to say Dubai then, because you're always in bloody Dubai. But we're in Dublin. Historic week. And we've got Skye Nicholson with us. Very nice to see you, young lady.
It's nice to be here. Happy to be back. Oh, I haven't been in Dublin for 7 years, so I am happy to be back in Dublin. And the weather's actually been nice, so I can't complain.
You've got your sunnies on. They can't see on the camera, but you've got your sunnies on. So, listen, historic week for women's boxing. And boxing in general. What a cracking night.
Oh, I can't wait. Obviously, just watching the press conference then it's just got me so much more excited, especially for the main event. I just think it's going to be absolutely unbelievable in there on Saturday night.
Now, listen, we're all trying to second guess who's going to win this fight, okay? And everyone's got their opinions. Everyone's favouring Katie. I was looking at the body language up there. They're so similar. Do you know, they even look alike at the moment, don't they? What's your opinion?
They're both very cool, calm and collected. I noticed that as well. It's hard to write off Katie against anyone, but if anyone's going to beat her, it's probably Chantelle Cameron. So that's what makes this so exciting. But in saying that, I think we see Katie rise to the occasion. She's got the country behind her. She does it for her people. She's made it very clear time and time again that one of her biggest drivers and motivators is her country. So to be back here for her homecoming, I think we're going to see the best Katie Taylor, and I can't see anyone beating the best Katie Taylor. That's my opinion.
You're allowed your opinion, and that's why we ask you. I think it's so good, and they made quite a few points up there about the next generation coming through, especially Katie. As a young boxer yourself in the women's sport, this must be really inspirational from someone who's outside of their own country as well to sort of take their ways from this, you know, and drive forwards. It must be, what's the word? Even more than inspiration. You know what I'm getting at. I think it must be amazing for you to sort of be part of that next generation, maybe.
Of course, I've been watching Katie since I was 12 years old, so she's definitely been a great role model for girls around the world, not just in Ireland, not just in the UK, but worldwide. She's been such a great role model and inspiration for so many people, and like Chantelle said up there on the stage, she said, I wouldn't be in this position if it weren't for Katie. And that's the same for so many of us. We've all had so many opportunities and experiences that we wouldn't have had if it weren't for Katie. So she's really changed women's boxing. She's changed the landscape. She's paved the way for so many of us. And our job now, as that next generation, is to do the same again and better for the next generation. So, and like Katie said, that's her legacy. And I'll be very proud to be a trailblazer coming through behind her. So
nice to get them 10 belts, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the dream. That's the goal, and it's so inspiring that they're both there putting it all on the line. It just shows how far women's boxing's come and how far it can go.
They're actually showing the men how it's done, because in the heavyweight scene, for example, certain Mr. Fury and these guys, they're all dodging each other, and actually it's starting to make that division not boring, but just upsetting more than anything else. These two are at the top of their game. This is probably the hardest fight Katie's ever had. Both of them, if they lose their belts. It's phenomenal that they're actually showing boxing in general how it should be done.
Yeah, 100%. I think the men can definitely take a leaf out of the women's book. They've been doing it time and time again. This isn't the first time we've seen two greats go head to head and put it all on the line. So no, the women's boxing scene, they're doing it right. So hats off to us, I think.
Hats off to you. Now listen, where does the loser go? Because that's a big loss.
It is and it isn't. I think.
I think they're too great that they can just carry on.
Honestly, I believe like there's some great names around their weight. That there's still big fights to be made for the winner and the loser. There's Michaela Mayer, Alicia Baumgardner, Amanda Serrano, Jessica McCaskill. There's fights, so I think whatever happens, I think they're gonna put on a show for the fans. Whoever wins is going to go on and do something even more amazing again. Whoever loses is going to end up in another big fight. So they're going to keep doing women's boxing proud, and they're going to keep growing the sport. So hats off to both of them.
Now listen, this isn't the only female fight, of course. Terry Harper, she's got a cracking world title defence, and also Macy Rose is on as well. What do you make of those two fights?
Great fights. I'm excited for Maisie, obviously. She's one of my best friends, so I've seen her in the gym. She's an absolute little beast. I don't say it about many female fights, but I could see her stopping this girl on Saturday night, which is very exciting. Terry Harper and Cecilia Brackhouse, I think, is a great fight. Really, really good fight. I'm leaning towards Terry Harper. She's the younger, fresher fighter. She's hungry. She's obviously... She's built herself back up after a devastating loss against Baumgardner back in the super featherweight division. So no, I'm excited for that fight. I think it's going to be a cracker. I think they're both very good, skilled boxers, and I appreciate good, skillful boxing. So I'm excited for that.
Well, Macy Rose, it's funny because she was obviously a floater on Katie Taylor's fight in London at Wembley, and then she became the co-main event, didn't she, with about 2 minutes' notice? So she's quite liking Katie Taylor, isn't she?
It's an absolute dream debut for Maisie. She had no, but I think it just shows that transfer from Katie Taylor being that pinnacle for so many females and young boxers around the world to being on those undercards. It's very big opportunities for these girls, and for myself as well, obviously boxing on Taylor Serrano last year. It's a dream come true for us in that next generation, so I'm very happy for Maisie, and I think she's going to put on a great performance on Saturday night.
Right, so let's talk about you then. What's going on? Are you ticking over? I see you hopping in and out of Dubai as how we started the interview. What's going on with you?
I'm ticking over. I don't know what's next yet. I've got options, which it's not a bad place.
Tell us.
It's not a bad place to be in. So no, I've got some big decisions to make over the next few weeks. And
how big?
Very big. No, honestly, like whichever way I go, I'm going to have a massive year ahead. That's all I can really say right now. But if I go down the route of getting myself into a mandatory position, see what happens. Obviously, all the belts are tied up with Serrano at featherweight. So do we look at a change in weight division? Do we look at getting into a mandatory position and seeing if she takes the mandatory fight or if she frees up the belts? I don't know. So there's a lot of options there. And I've also, I guess, started to show a little bit of interest in potentially going back and doing the Olympic qualifiers and boxing for Australia in the Australian.
I heard this.
So no decision's been made yet, but I'm dipping my toes in a little bit. I'm getting a feel for being back in that amateur system, being back in that team environment, and seeing how I feel, because I just feel like the Olympic gold medal, you've got to want it 100%. You've got to want it more than anything. You can't just go into it like, oh, we'll see what happens. Like, if I'm going to the Olympics, I'm going there to win that gold medal. So yeah, some big decisions, but all good.
Olympics sounds brilliant, doesn't it?
It's all good stuff. I'm very blessed and lucky to be in the position that I'm in and to have the options that I have. So I know that whatever I decide to do, I'll be very satisfied with my decision.
Well, listen, we're eagerly awaiting that big decision, and of course this weekend it's going to be a cracking fight here at 3 Arena in Dublin. I'm sure you're looking forward to it. I bet you can't, can you?
Can't wait, can't wait.
It's going to have all the theatrics of a Vegas, isn't it, show? Conor McGregor's coming in. I know Macy's got all of Tony Sims' gym coming in. It's going to be a brilliant show.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of celebrities there as well, which it makes it all exciting. It's all part of the show. Yeah, the pro game, it's showbiz.
Eddie going on the Tonight Show tonight or something?
I don't know.
I think he is. Yeah, he's getting big time, Eddie, isn't he?
Yeah, wow. No, it's but it's great. It's great because we're getting women's boxing out there. We're getting boxing out there in the mainstream media. That's like dream come true.
Right, listen, I'll shut up now because you want to go because you've got your sunnies on and it's boiling out there, isn't it?
I'm going to go do more content. So thank you.
Good to see you. Take care.
Thank you.